Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, especially to all of our friends in Britain. We open tonight's scene, as usual, on the Sept of the Green, where the semi new cub, Joe Summers, is feeling the closing in a little bit. No, this is not the onset of a relapse. This is merely sense of time and urgency getting into his head. So he thought perhaps he would go speak to one of his favorite Rayas about about feelings and thoughts and whatnot, and see what wisdom there would be to be had. So Joe takes a collection of his homemade juices and heads over to the cabin of the children of the spirit wilds. And he knocks.
Hearing hearing knocking on the door, Will answer. He looks a little wary, but seeing that it's Joe, uh,
Huge friendly smile on his face. Hey Raya.
you see, as soon as Will sees it's Joe, his face goes from being a little wary to actually, yeah, he clearly looks quite happy to see him. Hey man, and he'll come out and kind of shut the door. He doesn't actually invite you in.
No, that's fine. Um
How's it going, dude?
I'm good. I I just thought I'd come over and say hi, maybe pick your brains on some of this awesome guru stuff. And I thought I'd bring you a present. And he holds out this fairly nice collection of juices.
Will, yeah, looks at them. Yeah, yeah. Let's go sit by the campfire. Chloe was actually telling
Awesome.
me. Chloe was telling me you made these.
Aw, shucks. I I can't vouch for all of them though. I'm still trying to master the recipes.
Well, if it's fruit going in them, I'll happily eat it.
Ha
And
ha 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 ha. I love you, man. You're so funny.
we'll laugh. How have you been anyway?
Um, fair to middling. I feel like I'm getting on reasonably well. I think no one's like challenged me to any death duels yet, so I don't know. I guess that's something.
So that means you're not upsetting the right people.
Ooh.
Will has a kind of sly smile. How many?
Joe just shakes his head and just like, you know, the the interesting thing that I found about my auspice is that we're kind of expected to keep our noses a little more cleaner than some. I think that's because we um have to do all this litany stuff. It's a big burden, that's for sure.
Yeah, you guys have a difficult job.
Well, that
A fair and just philodox is a very worthy calling.
I think on some level most of us want to do that, but I mean, it's just so hard because I mean, if you if you read the litany one way, it can mean something, and if you read it another way, it can mean something else. And like with like with most things, um, the truth is somewhere in the middle. Only Gaia Luna and the spirits know for sure.
That's very wise.
I think.
Let me ask you, Joe, what do you think about what happened yesterday with 10 Point and Billion?
Um, Joe kind of looks around to make sure that Bite's the weak or Eric or one of the more like violence-prone Garu aren't like within immediate earshot to kill him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like what Bailey and Ryan did. I want to fix it. But in order to do that, I gotta get some rank behind me. I mean, there's one way, like, especially with Bites the Weak Den Father Rise ruling, I could challenge Balian on it based on the fact that, I could say something and then just point him in the direction of the Den Father if he didn't like what I said so that I could challenge him or vice versa. I don't know, man. That was just 12 kinds of not cool.
I agree.
Like, I don't know, like, I've still got the islands in me, man. We don't do that shit in Hawaii. Not a real family, anyway. That's just.
No normal people act like that, Joe. He's a sadist. He enjoys inflicting pains and makes him feel better, and then hides it behind some bullshit about tradition. He does that to you again. Refuse him, even if he takes a beating. I guarantee you, Clara will set him straight. You might be a cub, but that doesn't mean you just have to take every sadistic order you get given. Clara is your responsibility.
That's cool, Raya. I'm sorry I hesitated. I just.
No, it's good. You should be respectful for. You shouldn't be respectful about anybody. Some people, well.
Well, I mean, like, as per Chloe Raya's instructions, I've been told to speak with as many different philodoxes as I can to get a general scope of how other philodoxes work and how they do the job.
Mm.
And like, I have to ask Bailey and Raya to teach me. I can't not ask him just because I disagree with him. Or
No, I absolutely agree. You should talk to him, but you should talk to him and observe him, see how he acts, see how he is, and then use that to educate your own. Use that to educate your own opinions. See what he does, see his reasoning.
Joe nods. Well, I feel like I got a good dose of that when he crucified lessons.
Yep.
Fucking. That's fucking crazy. Oh, sorry, Raya.
What are you sorry for?
Oh, I swore. Not trying to be disrespectful or anything.
No, it's all right. You're allowed to have an opinion, especially among friends. I won't say anything to anyone.
Thank you, Raya. Well, sorry. I'm I can get. It's it's been really hard to learn about some of the tribes, you know.
Yeah. Which ones are you having difficulty with?
Um. Well, let me see if I can actually list off all of the ones that I've met so far. Um. The, the children of Gaia, obviously. Um. The the Black Furies. Um. Let me see. The Git of Fenris. The um. I haven't met a stargazer yet. Um, I haven't like oh nuts. What was that? What was the name of that tribe again that Lessons was from? Uh, it's on
Silence
the
Striders.
sorry.
Silence Striders.
Thank you. That was it. Um, yeah, I think those are the ones that I've met so. How many are left, actually? Oh, and of course, there's the Fiona.
Of course.
Um, yeah, those are the ones that I can vividly recall that I've met so far. Who am I missing?
You're missing the Wendigo. I think the Octina.
That's right. Oh, actually, the Wendigo has been especially difficult because I've I've asked to Teletahine Raya a couple of times to help me more about them, but she keeps directing me to her sister. But I've only met her sister the once at the moot. She she seems
Ultimately,
like she's gonna. Sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
ultimately, you can't join the Wendigo, so it might be not. It might not be totally necessary to get an in-depth look into them.
Well, I mean, okay, I see what you mean there. I think. Um. Why not? Why couldn't I join the Wendigo?
Because you're not of the Wendigo tribes. Like I couldn't join the Wendigo. The Wendigo like to keep their bloodline pure, made up
But
of Native American bloodlines.
oh, so I mean, does that mean that Samoans don't count as Native Americans?
Will have ponders from a. Don't know actually.
I don't know either. That's news to me.
Genuinely no
Okay,
idea.
but you know, even if I can't join them, I I still think it would be a good thing in a certain sense to learn about them. That way, at least I'm honoring their totem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I'll speak to my sister, see if she can make some time.
That's cool.
So,
Thank you, Ryan. Um,
if you don't mind me asking, who are you leaning towards?
um, Joe kind of stops to think for a minute. Um, so far, and please understand, I don't want to make a formal choice yet until I've learned about all of them. I feel like it would be rude to do so. Um, but so far, I'm thinking the Children of Gaia definitely. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between my personality and the tribe, which is awesome. And and he sort of smiles and gives Will a hang ten hand sign.
Will smiles back.
Uh, the little bit about the silent, sorry, the stargazers that I've heard, which really isn't much, um, does kind of pique my interest, which is why I want to learn a little more about them, but I can't really say it's very strong. Um,
The only stargazer I ever met is Kilani, member of the Strativice and Concrete, and she is a very interesting and deep person. Striders have, I think, a lot in common with my tribe. They see rage as not necessarily the answer to all the nation's problems.
well, okay, that definitely makes me want to gaze even more. Um, and maybe, maybe Fiona, I'm not sure. I have some really mixed feelings about the Fiona tribe and stuff.
Will's face, you can see he's clearly doesn't like the idea of you joining the Fianna. Why the Fianna? What appeals to them about you?
Well, you know, I think what appeals is sort of there are some similarities between the Fiona and the Children of Gaia, for example, like how much you all care about your family and stuff. I mean, I can certainly say that when a family member is threatened, um, I've seen examples where both you and well, Aiden Raya as an example jump into action right away, almost without a second thought. And that's something that I really admire about you guys.
You can tell Will is basically has strong opinions on what you just said.
Like, do you
Protect.
do you want to peony him or anything?
No, it's all right.
Because as far as Joe's concerned, he meant it completely complimentary.
Sure. Yeah, no, I understand that.
Um,
Will basically say the Fianna are. I've met quite a few Fianna, and I won't speak bad of them. And that's all he says.
well, I mean, if I look at the examples that I have of the Fiona so far, just simply as an example, there's Binding Tempest, who I think is an awesome theurge, bar none. And she's like super nice. She's like way nice.
No, you're right. Lana is a good and competent theurge.
And
She's been very helpful to me in the past.
Joe nods and smiles. Um, there's 10 point Ryan, that is, excuse me. And she's definitely good. She's she's definitely good people. Um, I think.
You can see. I'm not even gonna let. You don't even have to pee in it. You can see that Will's from Will's expression, he clearly disagrees, but he doesn't actually say anything.
Sorry, clearly
Disagrees.
about 10 point being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Joe will kind of note that. He's actually gonna hold on to that one for a minute. I definitely like. I definitely get the feeling that 10 point might be dealing with some Stockholm syndrome or something. Like if that event on the training yard is any indication, there's something going on there.
I agree. 10 Point has been victimized by her tribe's treatment of Metis.
And you see
I'd rather
that,
not talk about the Fiona right now, though, Joe. To be totally honest, it's all the same.
and Joe Joe puts up his hands and no problem.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry? I know that things aren't necessarily the easiest. Um, Nevertheless, yesterday I was very happy, but also very confused.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I think at the moment it's down to three. Um, the you guys, the Fiona, and the Stargazers.
And how do you feel about the Fiona's treatment of the Metis breed?
I don't know yet. I don't know how deep that goes. I mean, from the looks of it, there's like a group of very powerful members of that tribe that are a bunch of assholes. But I don't know if that, I don't know if that actually permeates to the whole tribe. That's the thing. So I don't want to make a huge judgment call based on what only a couple people do.
From what I understand, the Fiona, and it's not unknown on Fiona seps to kill young Metis at birth.
Um, I'm sorry. Joe actually like goes completely white and his eyes almost bulge out of his head.
You could ask Aiden about it, see what he says. I think he'd confirm what I say, or maybe Banshee. Don't get me wrong. I would hate to label the whole tribe as being the same. I know Seosha, and obviously doesn't really feel that way. And Alana is a Metis herself, and seems a lot more comfortable with it. But from what I understand, it's a pretty common view in in the tribe.
Oh,
That's why I was slightly surprised when you said they seem similar to the children of Gaia.
only so far as how they, well, I mean, how they care so deeply about their family and whatnot. Of course, there are certain things I don't necessarily agree with.
The children of Gaia
You
try and
know,
care about everybody. If there's an innocent who's nothing to do with our family, the children of Unicorn know that we should stand up and we should defend them. Yeah, we should act honorably. This isn't always the same with all the tribes.
that's cool. That's really cool, actually.
But yeah, you can ask any of the Fiona about talk about their opinions about Metis or how their tribe sees Metis.
Well, I think and Joe thinks about this for a minute. I think when I get a chance to hang out with Bailey and Raya and, you know, examine his method of being a philodox, I think I might save the conversation.
He's a Silverfang though.
Well, he is, but he does seem to be strongly connected to the Fiona. I don't really understand how deep that goes, but I do know that almost his entire pack, other than him, is of the Fiona tribe.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I think I wanna like. I
Well,
wanna.
honestly, go on,
Sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
The way I feel about it, Joe, is you're a compassionate person. You've shown that. I think you have a moral streak to you that I admire, and I think you would make a very, very excellent child of Gaia. And I think Unicorn will be honoured to have you. The choice is obviously yours, but that's how I feel. It's not always
Well,
easy to
thank
be a child of Gaia. You can you have certain expectations the other tribes don't, and it's not always easy following those. I myself find it difficult. I'm probably not a very good child of Gaia, if I was honest with myself. I think Unicorn
you know
would
what I.
a lot. Yeah. Sorry. Go on. I think you would be a better follower of Unicorn than me.
I'm. I don't know about that, Will. I mean,
I do. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, would you mind if I shared an observation with you?
Sure.
Now, this is just the way that I look at it. You, as you as you complimented me, you have a very deep, compassionate streak, and you try to care about everybody. And you, when you see an injustice, you want to go the most direct route possible, straightforward, head on all the time. And the more I observe you, the more I come to admire you. Actually, the more I see you as a finely crafted katana, as a matter of fact. But the thing is, at the moment, your your katana, your inner warrior spirit is lacking a sheath. That's what I think.
It looks, yeah, kind of he's thinking about what you're saying. I guess I never thought of it like that. Not all to say, really.
Joe just shrugs and offers you a juice. And he says, just something to think about. I'm I'm not sure if you'll like this, but I made a strawberry lemonade, and I gave it a slight hint of honey to create more of a balance between the flavors. And he hands you one.
Will takes it and sips it. That's nice.
Thank you.
What I find funny, Joe, is I'm meant to be here giving you advice, foster into cub, and yet you say you give me advice.
It's only an observation, Ryan. And Joe offers a smile.
I'm gonna head back. Let's chat again soon, though. It's good.
And Joe gives you a slight bow. I think once I've met I think I have an idea, actually. Um here's what I'm thinking. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see about meeting a theurge. Okay? And I'm gonna ask them to help me make offerings to each of the primary totem spirits of the tribes, especially the ones that
Wow.
really been able to be truly introduced to yet, especially the story one. But I think I think assuming I don't bump into Kalani and I'm not able to ask her, I think I might like being a follower of Unicorn if you really think she'd have me. He or she, whichever.
Unicorn's very accepting, but I think you would be a very, very excellent follower of Unicorn. Talk to our Seps Truth Catcher if you can. He could probably. He's a Philodox himself, and probably a much better child of guy than I am.
I don't know about that. It's like I said, Will Ryan. You're a good child of Gaia, and you're good at what you're good at. But you don't have a balancing factor yet. You don't have a sheath yet.
The truth is, Joe, what I'm good at is pulling things to pieces with my claws.
Not true. Although you are good at that, you're also really good at caring about people. And you help them. Just like you've helped me a couple of times. And just to emphasize the point before he leaves, because after this he's actually just going to give you a very broad smile and a wave as he walks away. He goes over and he hugs Will. He just brotherly hugs him.
Will hugs him. Will hugs him back, and he's like, "All right, mate. All right." Looks a little bit embarrassed. He is English after all.
And Joe just chuckles and waves and walks away.
And yeah, Will leaves and he takes his delicious juice, and here we'll head back into his packed cabin. And I think we could call that scene.
Thank you, watchers, for watching. Thank you, players, for playing. And let us see what the future holds. Good night.